randomly, uniformly in search of paradise clarity. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about Prince.
Randomly, usually the opposite of uniformity, but the shifts in time form a certain parity. With the gesture of buttons comes clarity.
Today is April 21st, 2024, and it's been 8 years since Prince Transcendence left this planet. April 21st, 2016. I was in New Zealand when I discovered the news. I had last seen Prince in New Zealand maybe 3 weeks prior, not even 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks prior. He came out to New Zealand for the first time for his piano microphone tour, and that show was amazing. I saw it with a best friend of mine and his sister, and the whole night was just incredible. And that was the last time I saw him and experienced his music live. But my first Prince show was in March 2013 at South by Southwest, when Prince personally paid for my destination. He picked me up. Well, he didn't pick me up, of course, but he had a limo pick me up at my house in Texas. And I saw him at South by Southwest, and I got a chance to talk to him at the end of that show. He invited me to his trailer and gave me a hug and told me that he appreciated all of what I do. If you didn't know, because I'm just speaking what happened, and I know a lot of you might have questions if you're seeing this for the first time. And I sometimes think of the moment, but I remember the steps that came before that moment. So I used to make videos online. I still make videos online, but I used to make them more frequently back in 2013 and 2014. And I had discovered Prince for the first time in 2010. It was the 2010 album that he released that sort of piqued my interest into his artistry. And when I heard all of the music, I was just like, oh, this is so good. And I made videos about it. I would talk about his music, but I also made poetry videos. Eventually, I got a message from his manager at the time that Prince is watching your videos. And then I got a message from a good friend of mine, and he was like, hey man, you know, Prince wants to connect with you. I don't know when, but just keep on lookout, because he's probably gonna connect with you. Anyways, all of that to say, months later down the line, I got a message, and then they arranged the moment and the experience for me at South by Southwest, where I was able to see him live for the first time, which was amazing because that was my first time seeing him live. And again, I talked to him at the end of the show in his trailer, and one thing Prince said to me that I'll never forget, because it's like, really? Okay, thank you. He said, you have a light, and your light is necessary to share in the world, because what you're doing is inspiring, and what you have, you should continually share it. And I was like, man, thank you. All right, I appreciate that. I mean, you know, that was a very high compliment to pay to me. Very young guy, who was like 21 at the time, and just like, wow, you're telling me I have a light? Because I made these videos talking about his music, and I was very passionate talking about it. I love Prince's music, and I have always enjoyed his creative output since I discovered him. And when I would review his music, there were things I didn't understand. There were things I criticized, because Prince has so many songs, you're not gonna like all of the songs. I enjoyed most of them though, because in every Prince song, there's something he puts in it that makes it relatable and sort of just like identifiable. Most importantly, funky. Prince is a funky man. And so when I listen to his music now, I still have those moments of joy. And I had many Prince moments that I'm very much thankful for. I've seen him multiple times, of course. And obviously working at Paisley Park meant seeing him at rehearsals, which I'm so grateful to see him just like live up close, running the teleprompter. One of the craziest moments of my life. And I'm appreciative of my experience. And when his passing happened, it was shocking, of course, because I didn't see it coming. Although looking back now, I can address the symbolic correlations. Prince was really big on the moon. Someone's playing basketball. which Prince played basketball too. Anyway, Prince was big on the moon, so he would have the moon cycles on his clothes, and of course he wrote a film and released a film in 1986, 30 years prior, called Under the Cherry Moon, where he dies in that movie. He plays a character named Christopher Tracy. I think a lot of people don't really pay attention to some of the things Prince leaves very openly to be interpreted very specific ways. All of that to say, he lived his life very much poetically and committed. I mean, this man did music every day. He took music very seriously, and his craft speaks for itself. And it's been 8 years since he transcended, and you know, I'm still in touch with a lot of the people who I met through the Prince community. And I know for a lot of people it's a very sad day today, because it's like, oh, this is the anniversary. But Prince was one of those artists who didn't even celebrate his birthday after a certain point. Like, you couldn't take pictures. But I always find that's so funny, examining Prince from 2024, is that when he was alive, Prince had his whole system on lock. Like, you could not post his videos, you could not post his images, you could not post his music online. He did not have his music anywhere. He did not have a website. He had a website for a time, but then he would, you know, get off of the internet. So he was very much like in the moment type of person. And even me saying that I work with Prince, most people wouldn't even, like, what? Where's a picture? Like, there's evidence people have pictures or some sort of like detailed description of what that relationship looked like, but I don't have any of that because it just happened in my life. I recall it. People around me obviously recall it, but if you weren't there, then it is what it is. So yeah, it's just incredible to think of what I've learned and who I am now, and what my examination is concerning being involved in whatever talent or whatever gift you've been given, or desire or passion. Whatever you desire, you can manifest that. You can go for that. And Prince taught me a lot, and I don't feel sadness on this day. Like, I listen to Prince pretty much every day. His music is where I find a lot of my joy. And again, I love funk music, and Prince was a funky person. He was a funky mother. And his music, there's always something new to find. So I'm thankful for my experience, and I'm also thankful for the fact that we'll always have a lifetime ahead of us to discover all of the things he did. Because not considering his released albums, there are obviously, I think Prince was pretty much the most bootlegged artist of all time. Like, there's so many times you can hear him in rehearsals from all of the years, all the different eras. There's rehearsals, there are live footage, there's audio, pictures. I mean, his whole creation is a universe. It's a Paisley universe, and one we'll always have. So I say all that to say much love and shout out to Prince. Listen to Prince's music if you are interested. I mean, I always say, if you don't know where to start, I'm not going to tell you Purple Rain, even though I got purple on. You know, Purple Rain is not where I'm going to tell you to start. In fact, I would say you should start where he's not even talking. Just listen to his instrumental stuff. Madhouse 8, Expectation, News. Any of the albums where Prince is just like playing the instruments, you don't even hear his voice. Start there and just vibe out, you know. So anyway, blessings, y'all. Thank you for watching. And Prince said on the Truth album, welcome to the dawn, which is something he used to say all the time. Welcome, welcome to the dawn. rUiSoPC. Randomly, uniformly, in search of paradise clarity. And this is regurgitation of information, regurgitation of information, regurgitation of information. Yeah. Be prepared to hear that a lot, because that is the intro to my new series. It's been around since this year. I just developed the intro 4 months in. And regurgitation of information is a series of poems that I've written in the past that I've remixed on a new time. So these are old poems with hyperlinks. You can go to my website at paradiseclarity.com to read those poems. And I also have it to where you can listen to those poems, because I know that people do not take the time to really read and absorb what I'm putting out. I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I watched a great documentary, and it was a documentary about music. I'm not allowed to give the name of the documentary, but what I can say is that it was very enjoyable. I had a private viewing of it. I really enjoyed the documentary because it gave you specificity, which is something that I think people need to see. If you have specificity, that word makes me itch. But anyway, if you have a specific name and date, you can go back and read the history. I think it's very important to give names and dates, because that adds that word, specificity, and it makes it very clear to know the shifts that happened during that time. And this documentary was really great at providing the people and the dates. It was open to a Q&A after the viewing, and one thing I said was that as much as I enjoyed it, I know it would be helpful for other viewers if it was more digestible, because it was about an hour and 30 minutes, but it was so much information, and it was very much sequenced in a way where it flowed. But I still think if you're presenting a lot of new information, you sometimes have to break it down. In fact, you have to break it down to make it more digestible. Otherwise, people are not going to absorb it all. And I learned about that even when I edit these videos. Like, get to your point. You know, we have a point, we're talking, you're on the journey, and you just like put the pencil in or put the dot there, or add a question mark, or leave it with something of a statement so that folks can really get it. And so I definitely think what's missing, or what's happened over time, is that with the advancement of technology, folks are just taking in so much, but they're not really taking it in because they don't have time to, because something else is coming at them. So not a lot of people take the time to read articles, to read books, to really set time to absorb and experience life. A lot of life is just being captured. And I've been thinking about this even when it comes to my creative output. The idea of always capturing and making something, but also digesting with what has been made and really analyzing and going through that inner work of knowing that it's all a process. Regurgitation of information is going to be a series of poems I will share, and I hope that you can engage and enjoy it and share your own poems. I love poems, and I really love the narration of whatever rhyme comes through. So thank you for all of those that have engaged with all that I've done. And welcome to regurgitation of information, regurgitation of information, regurgitation of information. Yeah. It was slightly inspired by the Good Times theme song. I say slightly, but really a lot. Good time. That's what I was inspired by when I came up with that. But anyway, buttons. Are you? I, SOPC.